Once upon a time, in the enchanting village of Umudim, humans and animals lived together in harmony. This village was renowned for its unique tradition where animals could marry humans without any discrimination. This way of life fostered deep bonds and friendship between all beings. Among the most cherished friendship in Umudim was that between Kachi, a clever tortoise, and Nkem, a mighty elephant. Olamma, a beautiful damsel with a heart as pure as her radiant smile, was the dream of every young man in the village. Her grace and kindness made her the object of many affections. One sunny afternoon, Kachi overheard a group of villagers discussing the king's latest decree. The king has proclaimed that any man who can provide the strongest animal as a slave will marry Olamma. One of the men said. Kachi's heart sank. The strongest animal in the village was his best friend, Nkem. But as days passed, Kachi's admiration for Olamma turned into an overwhelming desire to marry her. This desire clouded his judgment and made him devise a cunning plan. His desire to marry Olamma overwhelmed his loyalty to his friend. That evening, he approached Nkem with a seemingly innocent request. "Nkem, my dear friend," Kachi began, "I have heard of a great opportunity that could bring us much honor. The king has summoned us to the palace for a special task. Will you come with me?" Nkem, trusting Kachi completely, agreed without hesitation. "Of course, Kachi, I will follow you anywhere." As they made their way through the village and towards the palace, Kachi spoke again, his voice tinged with deceit. "Nkem, the path ahead is treacherous. My feet are in great pain, and I fear I cannot make the journey on my own. Will you carry me on your back?" Nkem, always kind and trusting, agreed without hesitation. "Of course, Kachi, climb onto my back and I will carry you." As they made their way through the dense forest towards the palace, Kachi pretended to fall out of Nkem's back. "Nkem, I am sleeping. My feet hurt so much that I can't hold on properly. Please, let me tie a rope around your neck to secure myself and avoid falling off," Kachi said. Nkem, though slightly puzzled, saw no harm in his friend's request. "Very well, Kachi. Do what you must to be comfortable." Kachi tied the rope around Nkem's neck, securing himself firmly. As they continued their journey, Nkem felt a growing unease but trusted Kachi too much to voice his concerns. A few hours later, they arrived at the palace gates. The sight of the grand palace filled Kachi with a mix of anticipation and guilt. Nkem, on the other hand, was not aware of the true nature of their visit. As they entered the palace courtyard, Kachi quickly slid off Nkem's back. The king, surrounded by his guards and advisors, awaited them. "Your Majesty," Kachi announced, "I have brought you the strongest animal in the village, as you decreed. Here is Nkem, the mighty elephant." Nkem's eyes widened in shock and betrayal as the realization of Kachi's deceit dawned on him. "Kachi, what have you done?" he cried, his voice filled with anguish. The king was not concerned about the betrayal that had just occurred. Declared, "Kachi, you have fulfilled my decree. You shall marry Olamma." The villagers who had gathered to witness the event were stunned. They could not believe that Kachi had betrayed his best friend for personal gain. Nkem's cries of pain and sorrow echoed through the palace halls as he was led away in chains. Olamma, upon hearing what had transpired, was horrified. She confronted Kachi, her eyes brimming with tears. "How could you, Kachi? How could you betray your friend for your own selfish desires?" Kachi, now feeling the full weight of his actions, tried to justify himself. "I did it for us, Olamma, for our future together." But Olamma shook her head, her voice firm. "There can be no future built on betrayal and deceit. I cannot marry a man who would do such a thing." The villagers too were outraged by Kachi's actions. The harmony of Umudim was shattered, and Kachi was shunned by everyone, alone and ostracized. Kachi realized too late that his treachery had cost him not only his best friend, but also the respect and love of the entire village. Nkem, though heartbroken, was eventually freed by the villagers, who could not bear to see their gentle giant in chains. He was welcomed back with open arms, and his strength and kindness continued to be a pillar of the community. Kachi, now a symbol of betrayal, lived the rest of his days in isolation, a constant reminder of the cost of his treachery. Olama never married, choosing instead to dedicate her life to helping others and ensuring that the values of trust and friendship were upheld in Umudim. And so the village of Umudim learned a painful lesson about the importance of loyalty and the devastating effect of betrayal, ensuring that such an act would never happen again in their beloved community. This is the end of my story. For more stories, please subscribe.